Hey everyone, today we're going to be doing a Leggy Frog tutorial. Sorry for the background noise. My dog is in here. This is what the frog looks like with a thicker yarn. We're going to be using a more thinner acrylic yarn. You're going to need black yarn for sewing on the mouth, a needle, crochet hook. I am using a 3.5 millimeter one. You're also going to need safety eyes in whatever size you prefer, or you can sew on the eyes. You're going to need to know basic stitches to sew, just to let you know beforehand. Okay, now we're going to start off by making a slip stitch, just like this. And then you just put your hook through and you tighten it to your hook size. Okay, now we're going to chain 7. By the way, if I go too fast for you, you can always pause the video. I'm sorry if it is a little fast for a beginner, but yeah, just chain 7, okay? Now, in the second chain from the hook, we're going to single crochet 6. If your stitches are a little more tight, that's perfectly fine. It'll just take a little more effort to put them in. Now we're just going to single crochet 6 one more time on the other side. Okay, now that we finished that, we're going to move on to round 4. First, we are going to do 1 bobble stitch. Now we're going to single crochet 3, and then we're going to do another bobble after that. Now you're going to single crochet 1. And there's the bobble stitches. That's where his eyes are going to be. Okay, now we're going to single crochet 13 around 3 times. Okay, now that I've done the first 13, I will come back when I finish the next 2. Okay, we're back. I finished the last 2 rows of the 13, and now we are going to go ahead and we're going to single crochet 2. Okay, now we're going to chain 11. Now that we have chained 11, in the second stitch from the hook, you're going to do a slip stitch. Now you're going to chain 4, and in the second stitch from the hook, do another slip stitch. We're going to repeat this one more time. So chain 4, and in the second stitch, slip stitch. Now, once this is finished, we now have the little fingers done. In the little hole of the first finger, you're going to do 1 slip stitch. Now you're going to slip stitch down the arm till you get to the body. Now that you've done that, now we're going to single crochet 8 so that we can make the next arm. You may need to adjust this depending on where you want your arm placement. I don't think that I did 8 for sure, so it's perfectly fine if you have to do more or less depending on where you want them. Now we're going to make the next arm. Chain 11 again. Now you're going to slip stitch in the second chain from the hook. Now you're going to chain 4 and slip stitch into the second stitch again. And you're going to repeat this one more time. Single crochet 4, and in the second chain do a slip stitch. Now in the very first little hole from the first finger, you're going to do another slip stitch. Now slip stitch down the arm. Now that we've gotten back down to the body, this is what it should look like. Okay, now we're going to single crochet 13 around. Oh, I don't know why my camera unfocused, but single crochet 13 around 4 times. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this round and come back to you when I finished the last 3. Okay, I'm back and I have finished the rounds. Now this is where we are going to start the legs. You're going to single crochet 2. The legs are just like the arms, so it's going to be exactly the same. We're going to chain 11, and in the second stitch from the hook, you're going to do a slip stitch. Now you're going to chain 4, and in the second chain from the hook, do another slip stitch. You're going to do this one more time, chain 4, and in the second chain from the hook, do another slip stitch. And then the hole where the little toe is, you're going to do another slip stitch, and then slip stitch down the leg till you get to the body. Here is what your leg should look like. Now we're going to single crochet 8. This can vary from where you want your legs to be. So you can either add more single crochets or less single crochets. Now we're going to chain 11, in the second chain from the hook, do a slip stitch, and chain 4. In the second chain from the hook, do another slip stitch, and we're going to repeat this. Chain 4, and in the second chain from the hook, do a slip stitch. In the first toe, going to do another slip stitch and then slip stitch down the leg till you get to the body. Now you have finished crocheting your leggy frog. Next, you're just going to fasten off. To fasten off, you're just going to chain 1, then you can set it down and grab your scissors and cut enough yarn to where you can sew it. Now you're not going to take your hook out, but you're going to pull it to where the string goes all the way through. Pull the string to tighten it, and now it is fastened and won't come, I don't know, it won't, like, your stitches won't come out. I don't know why I couldn't think of the word for a second. To get rid of that little yarn piece at the top, just stick your crochet hook through, and you're going to pull it into the body. Okay, now we're going to add the eyes. I used 8mm eyes, but if you don't want to use 8mm, that's fine. You use whatever size is for you, or you can sew them on. You're going to insert the eyes where the bobble stitches are. I will show you where. You can put them on any way you would like in the bobble stitches. You can put them below, in the middle, or on the top, whatever your preference is. Just make sure they're where the bobble stitches are. Once you have your eye placement, you're going to take the back of the eyes and you're going to put them on. I used a little tool that makes it a little bit easier, but it's okay if you don't have it. You can just push them in with your hands. I did use my hands to push it in just a little bit more to make sure it was more secure. But this is what it'll look like once it's on the back. This will keep your eyes secure. Once you've done that, now we're going to sew on the little smile. You don't have to do a smile, that is just what I am doing. If you would like to do something different, that's completely fine. You're going to thread your needle. This can be a little difficult sometimes, but that's okay. Now you're going to go into one stitch, skip one of them, and pull it through. You're going to use that middle stitch to make a smile. Okay, make sure you leave a little bit to tie off. You're going to put your you're going to put your needle through the first stitch you went through, and instead of going into the third one, you're going to put it in the second. You're going to insert your needle one stitch below where you just had your needle. And then you're going to put it into the third stitch. This will create the smile. Now you're going to insert your needle through the middle stitch, and then it's going to come out of the first stitch. Once you have done this, you are going to cut your string. I accidentally got his foot caught when I did this part though. Sorry. Now you're going to cut the string and you're going to tie it off to secure it. Once it's tied off, you're going to take your crochet hook, and just like we did for that little string on the top of his head, we're going to insert it into that same stitch where it's at, and you're going to pull it into the body. Now we're going to stuff it. You can stuff it however you would like, if you want him more squishy or if you want him more firm. Make sure not to add too much to where it shows through your stitches though. Once it's all stuffed, we're going to take that little string that's attached to him and we're going to thread it through our needle. This was a little difficult, but I eventually got it. Now you're just going to sew up your little leggy frog. You can sew it up however way you would like, and I'm sorry if I go off camera for a little bit. I don't know why I kept on going off camera. I was watching where it was, but I guess I just didn't notice I was going off camera, and I am so sorry. Once you have finished sewing, you're going to cut off the extra. Make sure you leave a little bit so that you can take it and hide it in the body, just like we did with the last pieces of string on it. You're going to take your crochet hook, insert it in the body, and then you're going to pull it through and pull it all the way into the body to where you can't see it anymore. If you have a little bit of stuffing at the bottom, that's perfectly fine. You can just take your scissors and you can cut it off a little bit and then push the rest back in. And now you have your very own little Leggy frog. I hope this video is helpful, and I hope you love your little Leggy frog. I tried my best to explain it as best as I could. This is him next to the bigger one. I really do hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching. Oh, he's so cute and small. He's perfect if you want a keychain too. You can just attach it to the top of his head. But yeah, that's about it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions at all, feel free to leave a comment below. That is all for today's video. Bye!